I got the horse right here. The name is Paul.
Hello, racing fans, and welcome back to another edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Barn Grill. I'm Mike Heads, along with Drew Forrester. We're going to go through the Saturday, May the 28th races at lovely Hastings Racecourse. We do have 7 races on the Saturday program. Tomorrow we'll have 8 races on the Sunday, so we managed to fill 15 races and keep the ball rolling. Things are going good.
Absolutely, some good fields on this card. Some
It's tough handicapping
tough
today.
Handicapping,
There's some well matched. They aren't the superstars of the backstretch, but they are still our soldiers that come out to play every week, and they're very competitive.
Yeah, a lot of these races, you can make a case for a lot of them. Let's jump right in. The first race is a 2-year-old race.
Youngsters.
Good to see the 2-year-olds going again. Second 2-year-old race of the year, going 3.5 furlongs. Mix of boys and girls. I went to a girl. I went to the outside extramarital out of the Troy Taylor barn. Very unlucky loss in her first start. Just no racing room. She was down the fence, had no racing room throughout the stretch drive. Amadeo Perez was on her looking for room, just wrapped up on her. She still only got beat 2 lengths out of a stakes winning mare, Cage Mistress. I went back to extramarital. In the top spot, I put Artistica,
yeah.
Out of the Anita Bolton barn. 2-year-old daughter, second in command. Works look good. Out of a live barn. Richard Hamill had options in here. He landed on Artistica, so I put her in the second spot. In Crater Lake, Steve Henson did win the first 2-year-old race with Eileen, so I'll put him in the third spot with Scott Williams aboard. I went 6, 4, and 3.
Yeah, I've got your top 2. I just flip-flopped them. I went to the Anita Bolton entrant here, filly by second in command, Artistica. Works are excellent. I like to see Richard
36.
Hamill aboard, and this barn can get one ready. This barn will heat up. This barn right now, I know things aren't looking great, but this barn will win 5 or 6 in a row. I mean, they can do it, and wouldn't be surprised if Artistica gets things kicked off and gets the ball rolling. It's such a cyclical game, horse racing. You can't do anything wrong for the longest time.
Exactly.
Then you can't do anything right. You train the same, but just things don't go your way. You get in tough spots, and that's obviously the way the barn's been going. But Anita, an excellent conditioner, and expect the 4 to run well. I agree with your 6, extramarital. Lots of trouble in her debut, but it didn't break great. I want a horse that's going to break good, and Artistica might be pretty fast, the 4 horse. So I'm going to go for actually a good draw for a horse that might break a heartbeat slow. So
got the outside,
4, 6, and I put Hanson's Victory. I'm going to give that one another shot. This one also was away a little poorly last time, was squeezed away from there, and wasn't disgraced. I went 4, 6, and 2 in the Saturday opener. On to race number 2, field of 5, $4,000 maidens. Going to go a mile and a 16th, the first distance race of the season. I ended up on the 1 Groot. I don't love Groot. I have trouble going anywhere else.
If he can run it all, he should be tough in here. I mean, he's taking the big drop.
He is taking a big tumble. Even his first run behind Toreador, I thought was a really good effort. Groot for me. Peyton's Command for second. I've been slugging it out for a while. This will be his 13th career start, but still gets Sean Savici. I think it's an upgrade, and I think this horse will go a little better maybe in the 3 War On. Ran some good distance races last year, not much sprinter, so I think this horse can rebound. Actually, he ran pretty good sprinting first time out this year. It wasn't a fast time, but still the horse has shown that mile 16 might be to his liking. So it is a distance race. Groot looks like on paper. It is a 3-year-old facing older, so a little risky. I don't know. I picked him. I know he's going to be 3 to 5, and it's a little scary. But
I'd take a few.
I picked him, but I can see him not winning. I went 1, 4, 3, but I just didn't know where else to go.
I went with Groot on top 2. I mean, you have to pick him, like you say. I mean,
you don't have to. We don't have to do anything good. I mean, but I know you're right. You look at the no.
Yeah.
And so this is just
he's taken the big drop from 16 down to 4. Scott Williams is in the irons. It looks like this is the horse to pick. But I wouldn't single him by any means. But I did put him on top. I put my eye candy in the second spot of the Raw Maven barn.
The horse ran good last time.
Yeah, fought the whole way with a tall of the 1 and still only got beat 3/4 of a length with a very good effort by my eye candy. Keeps Bug Boy Jose Asensio in the irons. And I put War On in the third spot. Another one that figures to be there. He comes out of the same race as my eye candy. I went 1, 2, 3. Stayed right down on the rail for my picks in the second race. On to the third. Maiden, 12, 5, 4 fillies and mares. Field of 7 here. And I landed on the 2, riding on the wind out of the Tracy McNeil barn. I thought a very good second. It was for 8,000, but a very good second in her first start. 4-year-old daughter of Bernstein ran very well. Just couldn't catch Lady Cash, who was a heavy favorite that day. But a really good effort by her, wide in the lane, and figures to move forward in her second start. I just like that first start as well. So if she was forward a little bit, it's not a big jump from 8,000 to 12.5. So I put her on top. Of the 4, Whippoorwill Song, one taking a drop from the 12.5 level. That was just her first start, so she figures to get better in her second start. Gets Richard Hamill, which I like. And comes out of a very tough race with Valadel. Indy Black came back to win. This is a much softer assignment, and I like to see Hamill take the call. And about Currency Express, pretty speedy little filly making her first start as a 4-year-old. And she's quick. She's got the 1 hole, so she can be tough to catch. I went 2, 4, and 1.
Yeah, I've got the same 3, but I've kind of interchanged them a little. I went to the 1 and Currency Express on top. I think she might be the speed of the race. Her races here at Hastings last year were all right, and she was facing tougher. I know she went to Seattle, and she ran some good, decent race. I just love her work tab. 6.5 and 123. Proud of that a minute. Like 102. I mean, this filly's got a nice series, and I like taking 4-year-olds in these races. You know, the 2-horse riding on the win. I don't mind the 8,000 up to 12.5. I mean, that's just a number. They're the same horses, believe me. This is not a step up for the 2-horse riding in the win. But I just think Currency Express with the workouts might be able to get the job done. 1, 2, and I agree with the 4 Whippoorwill Song. It is a 3-year-old facing a couple older fillies, but still, that was a pretty tough race she's exiting. Valid Val is going to come back and run in an on-to allowance tomorrow on the Sunday card, and Indy Black came back to win a maiden 25, so you know, she was hooking some toughies.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 4 for me in the 3rd. On to the 4th race, some $4,000 claimers going 6.5 furlongs. I ended up on the 6th horse, Fleming's Beach. Pretty big drop in class. I think this horse has ran some big races last year, and we'll see how Fleming's Beach can do, but I think this is a great spot. I put the 4 Wise Boss in for second, has some speed. Ran a good race behind Stratify last time, and was battling pretty gamely all the way to the wire. And I put the 1, Leo's in the House, another one on the class tumble list, coming all the way down from 12.5 down for the 4, and I put this horse in the mix as well. But this horse did lose for 4,000 last year, so I'm not so, you know, I know it was later in the year, the 4,000's come up tougher, but Leo's in the House is a player as well. But Fleming's Beach for me on paper, I like quite a bit. I went 6, 4, 1.
I got the same horses. I did go to Leo's in the House on the top spot. Just got beat a half length when he was in for 4 this year by Street Map, and then tackled some tough horses. And after the conflict, most recently Burnham, who came right back to win a nice $16,000 event. So I took Leo's in the House on top of Fleming's Beach. I agree with Mike. Fleming's Beach should be a handful in here. Coming out of a very live race with Similkameen, Joey, and Gamby. This is a softer assignment for him. I put him in the 2nd spot, and Wise Boss should carry him a long way with Scott Williams in the iron. I put him in 3rd. I went 1, 6, and 4 in the 4th. On to the 5th, Fillies and Mares, $8,000 claimed event, non-2, non-3. I went to the 3. I Believe in Angel. Good second behind a very seasoned Blended in her first start. And then her second start was held at the gate, was declared a non-starter. Was the heavy favorite that day. You can't see that on the form, but was a significant favorite that day. I'm going right back to her. I like to see Jose Asensio in the irons. She gets in a little bit lighter, but she should go and be tough to catch. So I put her in the top spot. Stormstalker won that race that she was held in, and so basically it's the same race. She won that one. No reason she can't come right back and win this as well. I put her in 2nd. And Xenia, who went to the lead last time.
Yeah, it was uncharacteristic
running style for her, but it served her well. She ran very tough. Just got caught by Stormstalker late. I got her in the 3rd spot. Those are the 3 I like definitely in here. I went 3, 4, 7.
I don't have a lot. I agree. I got the same 3 in the same order. I Believe in Angel. I'm not a, you know, the horse. We picked him last time, or her last time. She was declared a non-starter, as you mentioned. Unfortunately, Pedro got hurt in that race, and it's definitely on the long-term IR too. You know, Pedro's not looking like he's going to be back for a little while anyway. After that injury, you know, kind of an upper body injury to him out of the gate that day, and he's, as I mentioned, we miss him dearly. And we should mention that Antonio Reyes and Amadeo Perez have both gone to Mexico City to ride in a big stakes race there in their home country. It's some, I don't know if it's a graded race or whatever, but it's a big race in Mexico City, and that's why Amadeo Perez and Antonio Reyes are not riding this weekend.
Yeah, so we're missing 3 top riders out of our jocks, Pedro, Amadeo, and Antonio Reyes. So that's why, if you don't, if you see that they were on a horse last time and they're not on
Yeah.
this time, that's why. It's not that they got taken off or anything.
But I believe in Angel, maybe not the most trustworthy horse, but I mean, actually, if it runs like the race at around behind Blended, that's good enough to win.
Yeah.
The 4 Storm Stalker ran a big one last time, as did Xenia. Those two are interchangeable for me. Xenia might be better from coming from off the pace, and there could be a little more pace in the race with, I believe in Angel, Storm Stalker, even Ruffy Rose, and Lady Cash. So there could be a little more pace maybe to help out Xenia, who is probably better stalking horses and coming from off.
And she gets Hamill, who was on her the day she broke her maiden, so that's
correct.
Looks good there too.
I agree with Drew. 3-4-7 in race number 5. On to the 6th race, $16,000 conditional claimers going 6.5 furlongs, non-2, non-3 BC bred. I ended up on the 5, finally Diamonds. Kind of didn't break well, rushed up, was 3 wide much of the race, flattened out. The horses on the rail were doing really good that day. I think he'll be better second time out. There's not a lot of speed in here. Merlot's your horse to beat. Laguna Blaze is another one to beat. But they're both not speed horses, or at least 22 and 22 and 2 speed horses. I think finally Diamonds gets a really good trip, and he might be able to turn the tables on Merlot and Laguna Blaze. So I went 5, 1, and 3 with honorable mention to the 2 horse Prince Hotel and the 6 Rosie's Notice, who also ran well. But I like finally Diamonds of Scott Williams.
I went with your honorable mentions. I put
honorable mentions.
I put Prince Hotel in the top
Why
spot.
not? Jumping up.
He's jumping up. But it's still conditional race, and he was very impressive last time. Went to the lead, never looked back. Richard Hamill sticks with him. And I don't see a lot of speed in here, so he could get away from him. Right. I put Rosie's Notice in the second spot. I thought a very good race last time. Only got beat a length in a race where the speed generally hung on. And he was one of the ones that, closed a fair bit. And I thought ran a bang-up race. So I put him in the second spot and put Merlot in the third spot. Beaten favorite last time. He could come right back and win this. I went 2, 6, and 1. In one of those races where you can make a case for a lot of them, I did go with 2, 6, 1. The 6th, on to the 7th and finale on the Saturday card, a $4,000 event, non-2 lifetime for older colts and geldings. And I landed on the 3, One Big Promise, closed a ton of ground in that Mr. Candy race. Mr. Candy looked very good in there. He only got beat 3 lengths. It was his first start of the year. Skylar Whiteshield riding very well right now. I see a fair bit of speed in here. I think he can close, and I really like One Big Promise in here. I do see Atala the 1 and Let's Have a Double going to the lead. I put Let's Have a Double in the second spot because he's on the outside. John Snow going very good right now. Not that Patty Leaney isn't. But I like his positioning. Silvio Morales riding very good right now. I think he can put the pressure on and maybe outlast Atala the 1. And I put Wiley's Command in the third spot. Just got beat a length last time by One Big Promise, my talk pick. So I put Wiley's Command for Hall of Fame trainer Harold Barabee in the third spots, 3, 7, and 2.
Yeah, I went to the 7, Let's Have a Double. I don't see a pile of speed in here. Maybe there will be. I mean, but Let's Have a Double, I thought, was hooked the entire way. I know the fractions weren't crazy fast, but hooked by the tough horse, Mr. Candy. And it cost him late. He ended up running 5th. Whaley's Command and One Big Promise ran on light to catch minor awards. But Let's Have a Double, I think, was the best horse coming out of that race. I'm gonna give him top honors. One Big Promise was just his first start of the year. He ran okay. He did. He had a decent trip, and him and Whaley's Command were interchangeable for me. They both, Whaley's Command beat him, but and he's a 20-time non-2.
Just by a head. By a head. Yeah.
I give Jackson a shot. I put that one in for third. I just thought he had a poor trip last time, and might be able to rebound. But I do like Let's Have a Double. And I'm going to go 7, 3, and 4 to close out the Saturday afternoon program. Well, that'll do it for our analysis of the 7-race program at Hastings. Next up on screen will be a quick recap of our selections. And back in race number 1, I went to the 4, Artistica, 4, 6, and 2. In race number 2, I went to the 1, Groot, over the 4, Peyton's Command, and the 3, War On. In the third race, went to the 1, Currency Express. Going to go with the older horses in here, 1, 2, and 4. In the third, race number 4, the 6, Fleming's Beach, 6, 4, 1. Race number 5, the 3, I Believe in Angel. We're believing for a better beginning this time than it was taken out of the race obviously taken right out of the race last time. 3, 4, 7 for me in that 5th. On the 6th race, number 5, Finally Diamonds. Going to give him another shot to defeat the 1, Merlot, and the 3, Laguna Blaze. And in the 7th and final, going to go to the 7, Let's Have a Double. 7, 3, and 4.
On to my picks. There we go. In the first, I went to the 6, Extramarital, over the 4 and the 3. In the second, I agree with Mike on number 1, Grouped, over the 2 and the 3. In the third, I went to the 2, Riding on the Wind, second-time starter, over the 4 and the 1. In the fourth, I went to number 1, Leo's in the House, over the 6 and the 4. In the fifth, I agree with Mike, On the 3 horse, I Believe in Angel over the 4 and the 7. In the 6th, I went to the 2, Prince Hotel over the 6 and the 1. And in the nightcap, the 7th, I went to number 3, One Big Promise over the 7 and the 2.
All right, that'll do it for the Saturday, May the 28th edition of Handicappers Corner. And we'd like to thank everyone for joining in. Hopefully, we've given you a little bit of insight and some hopefully some
we give you a little bit of
info that you didn't know 5 minutes ago, and hopefully get you, making some winning wagers. Should be a lot of fun on Saturday. Hopefully, the weather holds. A little rainy as of taping, but hopefully, we're going to get a little bit of sunshine popping out.
As always, first post 150 on Saturday and Sunday, 7 races on Saturday, 8 races on Sunday. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on Handicappers Corner.